I want to give you a real world example on how we use cash value life insurance to leverage to use the richest man in Babylon. Now remember, anytime you leverage from an asset, you should always be creating cash flow or getting into some sort of asset that's going to grow to repeat the process. Remember richest man in Babylon? Rule number 1 is save 10%. Rule number 2 is that 10% should be creating a brother or sister. And we truly believe that cash value life insurance is one of the most safest, most stable, and cheapest ways to leverage to create the richest man in Babylon and the wisdom of King Solomon. So I'm going to give you an example of the way me and my partner have used cash value life insurance to not only buy cash generating dividends or assets that give us cash, but also get into deflationary assets like XRP and Bitcoin, and with the profits, get into real estate, which creates amazing tax liabilities. So the things I share with you are exact things that we're doing. So here's an exact example, okay? Now, I'm not a real estate expert. I'm heading into real estate now in 2025 because our wealth has changed pretty dramatically from 2020 to 2025. And now I need to get into real estate, not for the doors, because I'm making a lot more money off my cash flow from my businesses and my dividends here, okay? I'm not doing real estate for the doors, the money off the doors and cash flow, maybe future cash flows, but I'm doing it for tax liabilities, okay, and depreciation. So I'll talk about that in just a moment. So here's an example of how we can use cash value life insurance and how me and my partner have used this, okay? Borrowing it from your cash value life insurance, okay? Say you take a portion of $10,000 out of your cash value life insurance at 5%. It's all about beating the hurdle rate, okay? So you borrow $10,000 at 5%, very low cost from your cash value life insurance. Now we borrow from the insurance company. That $10,000 is still our cash value in our policy. So if we borrow at 5% and the market's making 10%, we're still making 5% on our money as we borrowed from the insurance company. Now the cool thing about cash value life insurance is this doesn't actually have to be paid back because it will come off of the death benefit. I like to pay back my leverage because I want to do what? Re-leverage and buy more cash flow. So you take that $10,000, and this is a real world example, you put it into a cash flowing dividend or an ETF that pays you monthly dividends, okay? So we're taking something at $10,000 and we're getting crazy returns on this. I'll give you an example, okay? So we take $10,000 and you put it into a dividend, okay? And now you're getting paid off that dividend monthly. And we're getting paid quite a bit off these. From these dividends, we're making anywhere from 70% on our money, and some of them are going up to over 120%, okay? So we take that cash flow from the 10,000. So say you're making $1,000 off the 10,000, you transmute it back to pay the loan off. I like to pay off the leverage. Now remember, you don't have to pay off the leverage because it comes off your death benefit, but why would I want to do that? Because I want access to more cash to do it again. You take a portion of that and I go into deflationary assets like XRP and Bitcoin. Then when those profit, okay, we take the profit and we buy real estate for taxes. See what we're doing here? Is we're taking cash value life insurance, we're richest man in Babylon in it. We're borrowing at 5%, we're not just letting our money sit there. You borrow $10,000 at 5%, you put the $10,000 into a dividend strategy. Okay, some of our dividends are paying anywhere from $500 to $1,000 off $10,000. You're paying off the leverage, okay? Knowing that this is high risk, you're paying off the leverage. We're taking the other part because it's high risk and we're moving into what I believe it's low risk, XRP and Bitcoin. Some people might push back on that, but I think Bitcoin and XRP are going to be here forever, so you have to decide, okay? I'm putting them in deflationary assets. The bull run hits, profit, going in 2025, boom. Currently right now, I'm actually buying a real estate property. So these are real world examples of how we're using cash value life insurance, how we're using cash flowing dividends and cash flow, deflationary assets to build the generational wealth, okay? So this is an actual practical example, okay? So we're borrowing from our cash value, 5% is cheap, super cheap. Buying cash flowing dividends, okay? We're making money off those dividends, we're paying back the loan, we're taking a portion of it, we're buying more deflationary assets that are gonna go up pretty heavily in the bull run. You take some of the profits. Remember, I'm not selling any Bitcoin. It would be from XRP or any other deflationary asset. And then I'm buying real estate to create that tax liability or get that depreciation to take money off the earned income, the W-2 or 1099 income. So these are real world examples of what we're using. And in our channel, we share with you exactly what we do. We don't give you any fluff. We don't do hypotheticals. We only share with you exactly what we do. So my human design is a generator. I go forward, I make mistakes, I build safety, and I come back and teach. So this is how we're multiplying our wealth dramatically, is we're not just letting our money sit there. We're creating cash generating businesses, cash generating dividends, getting cash flow, putting in things that are deflationary, they're gonna appreciate dramatically. We're using protection for life insurance, and then we have the leverage component here, the leverage component here, and then we're buying real estate for tax liabilities and depreciation. So that's gonna be the next thing that I'm going into, and the next thing I'll present to you guys is when I learn this game, I'll bring that information back to you guys. Warriors, rise, get your shit together.